What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Ben Wright Reactions. Today we're doing some more of the Ricky Gervais Show, Season 2, Episode 3, The Fly. So far, Season 2, still no monkey news, but Carl's diary is still around, so always entertaining either way. So let's jump into it and see what the guys are talking about today. Here we go.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais.
I was told the intro changes
Pilkington
Season 3, Episode 1, so.
for a series of pointless
But I still love this.
conversations. This is one of them.
Testing. Is that all right? Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant. Hello. And the little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington. All right.
All right.
Carl, I've got a couple of little facts for you, just to try and inflame your imagination.
Go on.
Okay.
Sharks are immune to cancer.
Are
Yeah.
Okay.
they? So how have they found that out?
Well, I don't know.
That's a good question.
But I've never heard of any fish having cancer though. I haven't heard of a cod being ill. So why
That's
are we
true.
focusing on that one?
Do any sea creatures get cancer? I agree with Carl.
Okay. Stroking a spider can cause its hair to fall out.
What? Because it doesn't like it and it gets stressed out, or is it just that some people are rubbing too hard?
No, I don't think it's there rubbing too hard. I think it's something to do with it. I mean, what sort of maniac is stroking a spider anyway?
My mum did it once.
Really?
Yeah, not to a spider.
Right.
It was
Well, that's not.
just a little bee. She'd been out.
That
sunny
sounds
day,
dangerous.
got the washing off the washing line. She was bringing it in. Little bee sat on the top of like the bed sheet or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And she's in the kitchen with it, and she goes, "Look at that little bee there." She started sort of stroking its
Pet bee.
head. It loved it.
How
Odd.
did it make it clear that it loved it?
Well, it wasn't struggling. It was just sat there like, because it must have been like a bit dozy. They get a bit dozy, don't they, in the heat and that. And it just stayed there on the sheet, and she sort of stroked its head for a bit, and she had to put it out. It didn't go out. It didn't try and escape. It was like, "You've had enough now." That was that. She sent it out. She loved all
Okay.
that, little flies and stuff. And we had Harry the housefly.
What?
Harry the housefly.
What do you mean?
It's just a fly that always seems to knock about in one corner of the room.
Right, it's the same fly, was it?
Yeah, it was the same fly. Yeah.
How do you know it was the same fly?
What?
So whenever she saw a fly, she went, "Oh, look, it's back."
Well, we weren't letting them in. It's just that it stayed in.
What makes you think
I don't
it was
think
a
you
pet
ever let
housefly
them
as
in.
opposed to a different fly every day?
Because it was always in the same place in the corner.
But it could have been that something about that particular place that attracted flies rather than it was the same fly.
Well, I'm never worried
Yeah,
about
I
it.
don't
It's not.
think
it wasn't
flies
harming
live-
us. It just always hung about.
But how
Very
do you know
long
it's the same
anyway.
Fly? How do you
I don't
recognise
know.
it?
We weren't worried about it. It doesn't matter, does it? If like we're thinking another fly's getting a bit of free rent or something, just let it stay. I don't understand
But
why.
why no?
Free
no,
rent.
right, okay. You're in a house, right? There's flies, okay.
Not flies, fly.
Why do you think it was the same fly for all those years?
Just because we haven't got loads of other flies. At no point was there a crossover period where there's two, and it's like, hang on a minute, he's trying it on here. That's what I mean. It was always just one on its own. And we just
Detective
leave it,
Carl.
It's all right. I don't know why. Why are you suspicious? Why you always think someone's out to do you? It's one fly.
I don't know why you assumed when you see a fly every now and again that it's exactly the same fly.
It
In
just
fact, that
was.
it's Harry.
The one in our house was the same one.
How do you know?
Was Harry.
Well, all right, I don't, but at no point did I feel suspicious. Speaking of flies,
Suspicious.
though, and that, they've got one, right? I was out with Ricky, right, and he was reading the paper. There was a story there about a fly that its eyesight was bad or something, and they've made it a pair of glasses, and it had a picture of a housefly wearing.
Okay, this is incredible, Steve.
Glasses.
Can I take over?
Hang
here?
on, let me just need to finish a couple of questions for that.
What?
So there's a small fly and they've made it a pair of glasses
Yeah,
so that it can see better.
yeah.
And your concern is what?
Well, again, it's just that thing of we're looking after everything now, aren't we?
Sorry, I've got to come in here, Steve.
All right.
I showed you the
You saw
story.
it, you saw
It was
it.
a picture of a housefly
Fly,
with a pair of glasses
glasses on, yeah.
Right. It was about a one-sentence thing. It was about how far technology's come,
Yeah,
and
and
a
we're
group
helping
of
flies
scientists
out.
using microscopy, right, and laser tools had, as an exhibition, shown that they could make a pair of glasses smaller to fit on a hull. They put it on there and they'd taken a picture of it, and it's on display. At no point was it actually, because the fly had bad eyesight, the fly was presumably dead, it was purely an art installation or a show of technology.
Oh, it was
I thought
art.
you were going to say, Rick, that you'd drawn the glasses on there.
Okay.
And he believed it like, there's a bearded lady.
Still
with this
weird.
paper. No. my God, Tony Blair looks like Adolf Hitler. No.
What do you think of that, though?
But they did
Well,
it as an
flies out.
experiment.
Yeah, but all things start as an
But
experiment.
why would they make a pair of glasses for a fly?
How would they know he had bad eyesight?
How would they know it was the same fly?
Bumping into stuff? I don't know.
Excellent point.
Bumping into stuff.
It's just that thing, innit, of human nature is something's wrong with something, let's fix it. And they try and help people out all the time, don't they?
That's a good thing, Carl.
We're always doing it. We're always trying to help people out. Instead of just going, you've been dealt a duff card, cope with it.
Piss off, fly. You blind fly.
That's a good idea.
We'll be the judge of that.
I'll do it now. It's not a good idea.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sticking my neck out here. I think this isn't going to be a good idea.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Well, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to second that motion.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if we're both right.
See-through skin.
High five, Rick.
What?
We've had a few
Yeah.
emails about the old shows. People came into them late in the season.
Did I not tell you this? We had an email from an Inuit.
Really?
Yeah. I thought I'd mentioned this. Have we not mentioned this before?
No.
No, it was an email from a guy who said, I don't think he lives in Canada, I think, or somewhere else. I apologize if I'm getting that wrong. But I think he said he was half Inuit, and he listens to the show.
Half Inuit. See, that's interesting because I think it was so remote. I know I'm probably wrong now, but I think that those are so remote that I can't think where they're meeting people who aren't
That are also Inuit, yeah.
Oh, and who's going, other
Well, I
sites
didn't
are going,
think
"Okay,
about
There's
that."
no action now. I'm going to the frozen tundra. I'm about to meet someone there.
Yeah.
Where do they meet? Do they do online dating? What
Probably a lot of online stuff.
do you put as hobbies? Fishing?
Yeah. Skinning stuff.
Skinning stuff? Yeah. What stuff to skin?
Seals.
Seals. Yeah, sure. That's about it, isn't it?
Why are they hanging about round there? Why aren't seals going, do you know what, it's cold,
Oh.
I'm sick of it here. It's windy all the time, what have you, and I'm getting a club on the head. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're meant to be quite bright in terms of animals and that, aren't they?
Yeah.
So why are they knocking about them parts?
Yeah.
No.
Say like if seals died out, right? Would that be a problem?
We've done this.
We've been through this before, Carl.
Everything has a knock-on
Wouldn't be a
effect.
good thing.
Even a seal, that's sort of in between something already. It's between a fish and a dog, isn't it?
I knew you were going to say dog.
It's not between a fish and a dog.
Well,
What do you think evolution
Kids are called
does?
pups, but
Do you-
I don't
fish
know.
to
I'll never
dog.
understand it. Maybe we
What
shouldn't
do you
talk
mean
about it.
it's between a fish and a dog?
I'm just saying it's.
It was a perfectly evolved mammal that re-entered the water, I imagine, and then got streamlined. And I mean, it's between a fish and a dog.
But why not have one and the other? Why not have you've got a dog, you've got a fish.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
between a fish and
we
a
already
dog.
got
It's
that.
not between a fish and a dog. I don't know what between means. I don't know what.
This is it again about saving everything all the time. What is it doing? What's it doing? Everyone's feeling sorry for him all the time. Save the seal and all that. What's it doing? Why are we saving it?
That's what
Let's
this
just
is
ask that
about.
question. What's it doing?
I don't know what to say. It's between a fish and a dog.
Out of all the people in the world to have a chat with, do you know what's his face? That German doctor,
Which one? The guy that displays the human body?
Guns Traven or something.
All right, yeah.
I don't think
well,
so.
Is he a proper doctor? Because it's just that it's always. I mean, I could cut a body up. I never see him sort of put it back together. Is anyone keeping an eye on him? Sort of going, well, who is he actually?
Well, once it's apart,
I'm sure he is a proper doctor.
I mean, he doesn't answer everything. Like he doesn't say. I don't understand why the intestines have to be that long. I don't know why it just can't go from the throat to the belly, exit straight dark line down, out the arse.
You must know.
Well, no, because the way he dragged it out and it was like
he just
miles
wants it to
long.
be quicker.
Yeah.
Pointless.
No, it's not pointless. It's
Just have a straight. Do you know what I mean?
What are you talking about?
No,
Again,
it takes
evolution
time.
sort of work this out for us. It really works.
I don't think you're going to improve on it.
What I mean is that's probably that long because years ago they were eating dinosaur, and that might have took a lot of indigestion or something. I don't know how chewy it was. It might have been quite fatty, dinosaur meat, and it needs to go through all that. Now
This is more of his
we're eating
Flintstones thinking.
So I mean, we don't need anything that is doing that much work anymore. All the food is mashed up. Auntie Nora, right? All her food is mashed. Right? She doesn't have to chew anymore. She's got teeth, but she doesn't need them. And that's how.
She's got teeth, but she don't need them.
No, but that's how we're
she could
moving
have her
on.
intestines removed then.
Well, no, but this is
That
what
would
I'm
sort
saying.
our other problem, wouldn't it?
We're changing everything all the time, aren't we? I mean, there's some fella who was looking at on the internet, identical twins, right? They were sort of sick of looking like each other, so they were like, "What can we do?"
Okay.
And one of the twins said, "You have my arm, right?" And he had his arm taken off and stuck on his twin, so his twin's got like 3 arms.
Wait,
That's
what?
not true.
It's on the website.
No, it's not true.
What, for a laugh? They were born
So
and
what,
they didn't
What
know.
website?
What doctor's doing this then?
Well, they're old enough to sort of say this is what we want, and
No. Doctors don't go, well, if he wants another arm...
That's,
doctors don't do that. What
How
sort
would
of
that
practice
work?
Is this doctor going around and go...
Dr. Jekyll.
I mean, Carl, think of what you're saying.
but
where would he have stopped? Can you put his head on my knee? It's up to you.
No, but
Sign this. If you sign this, you give my consent.
but we, it isn't.
What do you think these doctors are doing?
Just to do as they're told.
They don't do as they're told.
They do if someone wants it, and twins
No.
sort of it can get you down, can't it? Being a twin, because it's like
Sorry, what would this solve, though? I thought you said he gave one of them a bigger nose or a beard or 2 front teeth to make him look different, right? Not... I'll tell you what we could do. Go on. Would you like one arm? Go on, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Well,
One of them's getting
me 3, you
screwed.
1. Therefore, not twins.
Novelty.
I mean, you are a mental man.
But they can do it now, can't they? There's no sort of
No.
There's no line drawn anymore. They don't go, "You're crazy. We're not going to do that."
Yeah, in Saw 2, not in the real world.
No,
they
but-
don't do things like
All
this.
right, there's another bloke, right? I don't know the sort of full ins and outs of it,
Go on, you surprised me.
but what he asked for, something happened to his tackle.
Oh no.
Penis.
Yeah, right. So he was at the doctor's, and they were like, "Oh, what can you do for me? It's a bit embarrassing. I've got nothing down there." Right. So they were like looking at it, going, "Yeah." Doctor, I don't know if he started like rubbing his chin with his finger or something. Looked down. He's thinking,
Oh
"Got an
no.
idea. You've got a lot of fingers. How many of them do you use?" The patient's like, "Yeah, I see what you're thinking."
Oh,
Off one of his
Carl.
fingers, sewn that on to where his tackle is. He's happy.
Well, that's different, though, isn't it?
Well,
That's where they've
really
taken
different.
tissue. I know, but I assume they fashioned it into more of a knob than a finger.
If you were doing that, use a sausage. I mean, why lose a finger for?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because
Well,
your
it's not
finger has
human.
your tissue, your blood type, and therefore would graft near your testicles. A sausage is a thing that's made by a butcher out of offal, okay, that really can't be grafted onto any part of the human
Yeah, but-
body.
Yeah.
That's why they very rarely use any meat products
Yeah, but
in surgery.
Meat products.
Yeah, use... Well, I mean, why not use a sausage? You're a mental case.
It's a little mean.
I always remember this story when I was a kid about some bloke. He had throat cancer, right? And his doctor said, "Carry on with your life, right? It's not going to be that good, but just carry on. But don't eat meat." And he was like, "Oh, I love meat." He's like,
Meat
"Yeah,
have
but
to
just
do
don't,
with-
have your veg, keep yourself strong, but don't be eating that." Anyway, he was fed up because he loved his meat, and his wife was feeling a bit sorry for him one day, and thought, I'm sick of him looking fed up and that. All he wants is some meat, for God's sake, give him some meat. So she goes to the butcher's, gets him a big piece of like steak and what have you. He can't believe it. He's like, "Oh, brilliant, cheers for that." Anyway, he's got the meat on his plate, just about to tuck in, and the cancer comes out from his throat.
What?
No, it's
Wait,
something- I know,
what?
it
A
sounds
cancer
really weird,
animal?
But it's something that I was told about years ago when I was growing up.
What are you talking about?
Cancer animal.
It was just some bad illness, some cancer thing, and it was coming out waiting for the meat. It was sort of dying.
Again, a lot of your medical knowledge is from...
It's from the film Alien.
So this guy with throat cancer, okay, as opposed to it being a
Yeah,
disease
okay.
of the cell...
Alien.
It was like a living.
The Alien. It was Alien.
So it was the animal. It was the little animal cancer.
That's why
What
he
are you
wasn't allowed to
talking
eat
about?
meat. He wasn't allowed to eat meat.
So it's
'cause of-
sitting there. So it's actually sitting there and throwing. Well, I'll tell you what I'd have done if I'd have had some cancer in my throat. I go, there you go. Rid of that. What are you talking
Spit it out.
about? So what happened?
He choked to death on this thing, and the wife was like, "Oh, I shouldn't have given him the meat after all." Just
That's
listen
the
to
bollock
listen to
story.
your doc-
Yeah.
It's all. There's loads of weird stuff like that
There
that
is.
happens in
No.
medical stuff.
Well, the terrible thing is, if you got testicular cancer and you eat meat, your bollocks come out of your trousers and they're all over the plate,
Yeah.
and you have to be asked to leave the restaurant.
That's terrible.
Oh, chimpanzee, that is only gonna write it down.
Diary time.
That's the jingle for Carl's diary, excerpts of which we read each week. Get straight into it. A band from the Conga have won the Best Newcomers in a Radio 3 competition. They use pots and pans for instruments. It says that the Conga is a poor, sad place. So why do people do that happy dance at the end of parties called the Conga?
Right, one is the Congo. There's no place called the Conga.
Dun, 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 dun,
They
dun.
come from a place called the Congo.
Wow, Carl.
Met Suzanne at Euston Station. I said I would sort out the tea tonight, so I called the curry house. The fella couldn't understand me. I asked for 2 poppadoms. He kept saying, how many? I kept saying 2. He still couldn't understand. I said 1 more than 1. He understood. When we picked up the food and took it home, there were 5 poppadoms in the bag.
That was confusing.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. There is a restaurant somewhere that sells knobs to eat.
No, there's not.
There is.
No, there's not.
No, there is.
It says that women can't eat too many of them, and
Maybe
if you
like-
want a seal's knob for dinner, you have to book in advance.
Right, it's gobbledygook. This is the ramblings of a madman again.
It's a trend, he writes. It won't last
Bull's
long. It'll be
testicles
like
or something?
hummus. Called Ricky and asked what the difference is between the mind and the brain.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
a hell of a phone call
Yeah,
to get.
unbelievable.
Wait, what?
Unbelievable.
Ricky did explain, but I can't remember what he said. I wondered at what age you are when the mind kicks in. Okay. Ricky changed the subject and said there is an island called Spider Island. There's nothing but spiders on it. A bloke went to visit the island and said there was 1,000 types of spider in one tree.
What do you think about
Wow,
that? I think
that's-
an island that's just...
That's
full of
creepy.
spiders.
Not a spider
I
fan.
don't know, because you need spiders. I don't know what they do, but they say a world without spiders wouldn't be good.
think you're
But they sort of
talking
they,
about
they do
bees.
something. There's something about if you did get rid of them all, it would have an effect.
Well, of course it would. Get rid of anything, it is having an effect.
Spiders trap and eat
Not
other
everything,
insects.
Like I've said, jellyfish and what have you.
Well, no.
It's 97% water or something.
Yeah.
So how much are they doing? Just give them another 3%, make them water. And that's more useful.
Just evaporate.
Another 3% and make them water. Oh, God.
I wish that
Went into
worked.
the gadget shop today. It's full of stuff that we don't need. Gadget used to be a good word that made you think of James Bond with all his gadgets. The best thing I could find in the shop was a clock that ran on potatoes. We are
like a
definitely going backwards.
4th grade science
agree.
fair project.
Who cares about that? A little electrical impulse. So what?
Had a night out with old schoolmate. Found out about more of the other lads I went to school with. One is living underground.
What do you mean living underground? Not like a mole.
Like in a
do you mean
hole?
he's got a basement, or do you mean he digs a hole every night?
My mate went to visit him and he said it had been raining really heavily and that, and it's all the rain's running
What
in.
do you mean he went to visit him? He went down here. What's that? That's an hole in the ground. Yeah, come here.
He just said, "Oh, come round here," and he's living underground.
What do you mean he's living
He's
underground?
happy down there. He said it was
Dug a
really
hole?
muddy and what have you. He said he won't be going back to visit him.
I believe this though. I believe someone he went to school with now lives in a hole. That doesn't shock me.
You spent far too long with him if that now you're just happy to accept.
I totally accept that. I'd be surprised if I walked round where he lived that there weren't more people living in holes. His dad wanted to throw his budgie on the fire.
True.
His budgie died. His dad said, "Let's throw it on the fire." I mean, his mum. What did your mum do?
She just was worried about the other bird that was left, so she made it a bit of company by getting a rock, getting a feather off the dead budgie, sticking it on the rock, putting it in the cage.
So a man
company.
living in a hole
It's not
is
unusual.
not
That's
that
weird.
bizarre. Right, carry on.
Watched a film about Hitler. Didn't watch all of it as it was subtitled. Can't be doing with that.
No.
Asked Suzanne if cinemas are full of deaf people when they're showing subtitled films. She said, shh, I'm trying to watch it. I said, what do you mean, shh? It's subtitled, I can make as much noise as I want.
Yeah.
She's a lucky, lucky woman.
You must be a joy to watch a subtitled film. I mean, the concentration is up there already. It's not as easy as when you're hearing it.
Wonder if
You know,
she
you
smacked him.
You know, it's possible. If you had a buffoon going, I'm just going to sit here and make as much noise as I want, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
Do that in a cinema. Just walk into a subtitled film
Yeah.
and go, right, everybody, let's all do the Congo.
We're having our bathroom done. The bathroom man was round at 9.
Good
this
call
morning.
back,
We
Ricky.
weren't allowed to use the shower because it all had to be bone dry before we could use his waterproof filler. Not that waterproof then. Went for a brew
Yeah.
with Ricky. We talked about monkeys and how they are closer to humans than they are to apes, and how bees will drink cider to get off their heads. Now and again there is a bee that lets the drinking get in the way of the work, and other bees sting it to death. Blimey.
Yeah, well,
What?
there are bees. They love a drink, and they will drink pure alcohol. They love getting off it, and they fall down and they're drunk, right? But some bees get addicted. in
Really?
the same sort of percentage as human addiction. Like 10% of bees, they can't get enough of it. They take ethanol, they take cider apples and that, and then when they get back to the hive, they go in a bit pissed, and they've got guard bees, and they go, "Come on, we've all had a drink."
Bouncers.
Yeah. They sort of are, right? And they push them away, and they push them away again. Then the next time they go, right, I've had enough. And they give it a good hiding. And Carl couldn't get over this. I saw his face, but I knew that he was
Probably
thinking
like
of
mine.
me, with sort of like eyes rolling around his head, a little bit belligerent with his jacket on backwards.
Yeah.
You know, and the bouncer going, come on, son, we've all had enough. Let's move away,
Yeah.
move away.
You're not coming in, all right? You're wearing trainers.
Yeah, you know, you're wearing 3 pairs of trainers, and
Yeah.
I'm sick of it, you know.
But what I did find out, because I went home and went on the computer trying to find out about drunk bees knocking about, they're not actually meant to fly. It's only 'cause
Well,
well, no, but they're if they were told that
according to
they're
our
actually designed to
physics,
fly, they wouldn't
I
bother.
don't know.
No, this is that thing that goes around that aerodynamically.
What
on
he's
the,
saying.
on the face of it, looking at the size of the wings and the body proportions and everything, that it's a surprise that they can fly. Okay, it's not
Yeah.
that no one's ever told them they can't, and as soon as someone tells them you're not meant to fly, they all fall out of the sky going, "Oh, what are we doing?" Like in a cartoon.
No, but it's something about the confidence and that. At the moment, nobody's saying
There's nothing to do
to
with the confidence. There is no such thing as confidence in bees. A bee never loses his nerve. That's not why it drinks. Because what are you drinking
Yeah, he's-
for?
he's
Just
got
not
a problem.
confident anymore. There's no point to turn to the bottle. I can't go up there again. You're an idiot.
Well, that's going to do it for episode 3 from season 2 of the Ricky Gervais Show, entitled "The Fly." The guys gave it to Carl pretty good that time, although he was not making a whole lot of sense that episode. He's real peculiar on which animals he likes, dislikes, and it seems like they change depending on the situation or whatever he's humanizing upon whatever animal he's talking about. If it's something that would take on his attitude or something, he'll be with it or against it depending on what's happening, even though it seems to randomly change throughout the episodes. We got another little bit from Carl's diary, which is always fun, even though, once again, Ricky and Steve are both pretty brutal with him. But still, always fun, funny, and entertaining. So, yeah. With that, if you guys out there have any other suggestions for videos, please feel free to put it down in the comments. And please like and subscribe if you enjoy this content or even enjoyed watching. That helps me out a whole bunch. And once again, until next time, thanks for tuning in.